have said life is like darkness. You never just know what's in front of you. And mentors are like torches thrown out to lead people through the dark. I'm Nonso. Welcome to another episode on Catholic Faith Forum. And today we shall be discussing the importance of mentorship. I'm not doing this talking alone because I have May and Fra J once more with me.
We here.
How are you guys? How are you, Fra?
I'm good. I'm very well. Thank
May.
God.
I feel awesome.
Like you're sitting like James Bond. Like.
That's how we roll. That's how we roll. You know, we just.
Okay, we're going to have a mind-blowing show, right?
I know that.
We
Yes,
will.
we will.
Okay,
Yeah.
don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back from the short break, we'll get right into our discussion. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is Catholic Faith Forum, and we're about to discuss the importance of mentorship. If you're just joining us, yes, you're right on time. So, Father, in your line of priesthood, have you ever had the need of a mentor?
Yes, I think one of the blessings I never stop thanking God for is the fact of where I first worked in my first year as a deacon and then as a priest. And even though it wasn't a clear mentorship case, it wasn't the case that I said, oh, can you be my mentor? But it ended up becoming a mentorship case because I know some years earlier, I had worked with the same person as a student, worked with him for 6 weeks, and I admired the way he lived his life. He lives his life, he's still there. Shout out to Father Joseph Ahokana OP, very wonderful person. I always speak about him. He's a very, very awesome person. So that's sort of coming back again to work with him as a deacon just made everything easy for me. So, and of course, since we already established some kind of chemistry and understanding at the beginning when I did my apostolic work with him, it made it easy for me to ask questions, seek guidance, ask for his own experiences, and then build up myself as a priest going on from there.
Okay, so have you ever mentored anybody?
Yes, but
Okay.
not directly. I think basically I don't like it when people just jump at me and say, oh, can you do this? Can you be my guide? I like your lifestyle. And I remember once, the place that scared me was once somebody told me, can you be my sponsor in confirmation?
Wow.
He lives just a few streets from me, no shading intended, but I didn't like him. I didn't like his lifestyle. He was always rough looking. So I was even surprised when I found out he was Catholic. So when he said, I said, no, I don't want to do
You
this.
cannot stand for this person.
Wow.
I can't vouch for.
Yeah, so I think that's, the church gives us that room to mentor other people, even though, of course, maybe that wasn't the best decision at the time, but I just felt, I don't think I can help this person because I am also on a journey. Then I'd not even known I was going to become a priest. So, that was my first real experience. But after that, some other persons would say, oh, I want to become a priest. How can you help me? What should I know? So, of course, I would say for somebody who's beginning, this and this and these are the things you should know. So, yes, I think I've mentored some people.
Okay, me, do you have a mentor?
Do I? I don't have a mentor.
Me too. I thought it was abnormal. Thank God I've seen. Thank God I've seen someone.
I don't have a mentor. I have people I look up to,
Yes.
but I don't have a mentor per se. Someone I will say, okay, yes, this is who I go to for advice and stuff. The father is there for spiritual things, but I don't know if I can call that a mentor. It's just more like a father figure. He's a father, so.
I think to some extent, I think you can call that a mentor because there's some things that you admire about him, right?
Of course.
Right?
It's fragile, of
And
course.
I'm here.
No, the way father is like, well,
you know.
So there's something you admire about him. So I think that's mentorship. It doesn't have to, like what father said, it doesn't have to be directly.
But having a role model the same thing as having a mentor.
They are very close to each other, but I wouldn't say they are the same thing.
I think maybe we should define what a
mentor is. Okay,
We
now let's rewind and go from the top. So what is a mentor, Father?
A mentor is somebody who shares his experience with somebody who is trying to find their place in life, either from an educational point of view or from a career point of view. That's where mentorship actually is used.
Okay.
So that's why I said, yes, I have a mentor, because this was me starting off my priesthood. Okay, so in a way, the secular idea to be a career. So I don't have any prior experience of being in a parish setting or working as a priest. So I needed somebody who is already in the field, somebody who's doing it and who has seen all the ups and downs and is able to say, you know, this won't work. Like I was sharing off camera the last time about taking one side of a of a case. Maybe a woman comes to you and say, this and this and this and this happened.
Yes. You
And
never
it
listen
was,
to
it was
them.
a case. It was a case of mentorship that exposed me to say, don't just conclude by listening to just one side of the story. Be able to hear from the other party, and then you find out that yes, the story that you heard is not complete. So yes, I think everyone needs that, both from a spiritual point of view for a priest or somebody who was starting off a career in priesthood, or from the secular point of view, somebody who's starting off a profession, starting off a career in a particular field of expertise.
And a role model is probably just someone
you
look
up
to.
Just somebody from afar. Sometimes we have role models that we don't even realize that we admire. Say, for instance, your dress sense, the way you dress.
I was going to come to that.
It might be attached to somebody.
That some people, I've heard people say, oh, this person is my mentor. But then when I look at them and look at their mentor, I'm like, there's no link. No, not that there is no difference, because it now feels like you're copying the person. Yeah. So I want to know if it's right in mentorship to copy this person.
No.
You see them, oh, he's my mentor, then you're already doing your hair like the person, dressing the same way, speaking the same way.
Having a role model and modeling yourself after your role model.
So role modeling. So it even says it. Role modeling. You're modeling yourself after the way that person does. Maybe their gesticulation, their way of dressing, the way they speak, the way they inflect.
But doesn't that make you copy that person?
That's
you don't
refuse.
You don't even know who you are anymore, and that's not. I don't think that's a very nice thing.
So mentorship is more of trying to bring out the best parts of you, not focusing on you saying, okay, just follow what I do.
Just becoming that person.
No.
Become the next me.
You are you, and the mentor helps you to realize that you are enough. You are good as you are. It's just that you need a little pruning here and there to help you achieve your greatest potentials, to get to the peak of your own person. Maybe later on the show we'll talk about how mentors can also, in a way, give their mentees thumbs up. Maybe, of course, now since we're in the social media age, to say, "Oh, you're doing well on social media." That gives the person some kind of a positive feedback.
We talked about distance. Distant mentorship. But I want to know, like, is it necessary for me to always come in contact with my mentor, with whom I say, oh, this person is my mentor, and then every now and then I'm always with this person, I'm always talking to the person. Can I also have a mentor from a distance?
Yeah, you can have a mentor from a distance. In fact, many times it's good to have space, to give space. Timing, like some people say, timing is important. Okay, so when you've learned something from your mentor, give yourself some time to experiment with what you have learned, so that you can find ways in which to do those things better. I think Jesus Christ said something in the Gospels once when he said, it's only right that the disciple grows up to become like his master, if not do more. Greater. Because he even said something like, if you believe in me, you can even do greater things.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So because each and every one of us comes with gifts, each and every one of us comes with their own uniqueness. So our uniqueness is what drives us beyond where that person is. I like this time. I don't think I've ever made a film reference on set, but I'll make a film reference here, and it's to a movie. I think it was Iron Man 2, or is it Iron Man 1? I'm not sure now, but I know he was watching some old clips of his father trying to play with different technological things, and he was recording himself. And then at some point, because he was even distracted, because he came in the set as a child, and the father drove him away. And then at some point, the father now spoke to the camera, speaking to him, and said, "I'm doing this for you. I am limited by my technology, but when you get to this point, you have to carry it further." So that's what a mentor does, to help you realize that you're actually going to be the next person. In your introduction, you spoke about a touch in the darkness. So the person is supposed to lead you forward into the future to do better things.
Yes, because to your question, if you're constantly talking to your mentor, you become dependent on that person. So mentor is someone you go to when you need to, not like it's an every day, every minute, every hour thing. Because if not, you're just depending on that person.
Carrying your file and following the person. Say, "Let me hold your file, sir."
And then comes slavery.
You become a minion, not a mentee.
For me, mentorship is like a teacher-student thing. Okay, you have a child that wants to be like you. The person sees you and sees something good about you, that, okay, I want to be like this person. You also see something good in that child that you feel, okay, I can impact and make this person a better person. But in the process of mentoring the person, you're also being mentored because you're also learning something from that child. Because something I learned from that child will also help you probably with your own children and with other children, just as much as you're impacting life on it. So for me, it's a journey for two people, both are learning. You understand? But it's just that maybe because the icon out of the two seems to be the one that's mentoring the other person, but it's actually a journey for two people and they're going through it together.
Oh, a mentor to me is a guide, someone that guides you in the right path, someone that you can emulate in whatever he or she does, someone you can look up to, someone you want to aspire to be like. That's why I say a mentor to be someone that guides you, like a guardian. That's it.
To me, a mentor is somebody who I look up to for inspiration, depending on my line of discipline or my religious pursuits. So a mentor is somebody I can look up to for guidance, and also the person's lifestyle also will direct me properly. So,
Do you have a mentor?
sure, I have a mentor in different fields.
So what about when people say, I choose, like you mentioned earlier, that you chose, you refused, or you didn't want to sponsor somebody. I want to go back to that.
Okay.
Should there, wait, this is funny. Should a mentor reject a mentee?
It's a choice.
Okay.
It's a choice. I can choose to say yes or no. And I can also determine the length of the mentorship. I can determine when, okay, I think we're done here. You've learned all you need to learn. Or, I don't think this is taking us anywhere. I think you need somebody else who is more of an expert in your own field. Because you have cases where mentors are saying to their mentees, do this, and the person is doing the direct opposite. So I'm helping you to achieve your goal or your set goals, and you are not following what I'm doing. So it's obvious that I'm redundant in helping you achieve what you want to achieve. So yes, it's a choice. I can choose to say no or yes, given what I know about you, or refer you to somebody else and say that person may be better able to help you.
So do you think people should have some kind of disposition, like they should behave in a certain way before they are considered to be mentored by you?
I think so.
Oh,
I
really?
think so, yes. I need to see prospect. I need to see that you are taking the things you say you want to do seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
There has to be something. You know, usually when you go for an audition, it's actually like a mentorship program. So they look at you and say, oh, I see potential in this person. I see prospect in what the person wants to do. And then they give you an opportunity, give you a chance. But if there's nothing, why am I wasting my time? I'm not saying that the person is a waste, but probably the person is not suited to what they're asking for. Maybe they need to redirect their compass to something else that they may be better suited for, because there's something that we all are passionate about.
Definitely.
We may not all be passionate about the same thing, but there's something you're passionate about. Maybe you think you know what it is, but maybe you don't know. So you need to turn your eyes to the right direction in order to find what you ought to do.
Okay, Father, in the case of you having a mentor, did you walk up to him and ask him to mentor you?
No. Like I said, it just flowed from the fact that I have experienced him at some point.
Okay.
And I was providentially asked to work with him again. So I saw this as an opportunity to start off with somebody that I have grown to have a connection with. Okay. I lived with him for 6 weeks, and in that time, I learned so much about how to manage funds, about how to keep certain things secret, how to administer how to administer the sacraments, how to maintain your hygiene as a priest, kind of things that you should. So for me, it was almost like a rounded experience of how to be a priest. So I just said, I'd like to be a priest like this. Of course, he's older, he's of a different generation, so it's not everything. But there were things about him that I said, okay, these are things that I should be able to imbibe and even pass on to other people if I have the opportunity.
So were there rules of engagement, or you were just watching and observing?
I was basically observing. Like I said, mentorship is not this. It's not like a okay, we'll meet here again tomorrow 6 p.m.
Same time next week.
No, it's as the need arises. If there are specific things I want to ask him, I'll ask him. He's always available. I'll just say, oh, I encountered this. What should I have done differently? Or I've not responded to it. What should I do? Okay, you should do this, do this, do this, do this. There was one instance where I almost got swindled by 419.
Wow.
And the person called me and said, oh, Father, I met you in the office. You heard my confessions. You said prayers for me. And I've gotten a job. And I'm working with another company. I also want to help other people. Can you send me numbers? So providentially, he was passing by that time. So I cut the call. I told the person I'll call you back. And I asked him. He said it's 419. He just told me right off the
Straight
bat
up.
that it's 419. So play along, listen to what he has to say. But these are the things he's going to tell you. This. And that was exactly what the guy said.
Wow. So you're telling
you need
us
that.
to watch before we
Exactly.
pick our mentors.
Exactly.
Even as mentees or
Yeah.
people who want to be mentored, you need to be careful and watch before you pick. There's one thing that comes to my concern every time.
Okay.
The fact that a lot of mentors, so to say mentors, have watered down mentorship to motivational speaking. They tell you, you can do this.
Yeah.
You can do this. Believe it. Go to the mirror, do this. Is that what mentorship is? Or is that all mentorship entails? Should there be other things?
Yeah, I think it's good that you help the person gain self-esteem. I think that's what it is. Positive speech, they say. Positive speech therapy. It's good, but that is not all there is. Living in where I grew up, experiencing my family, I realized that there are two sides to every story. There is the part where a person who is supposedly grown up can become confused and they don't know what to do. Okay?
Yes.
I remember once I broke out with this funny boil all over my body, and my dad took me from one hospital to the other, and there was apparently no treatment for it. And he himself started studying some books to see what he could possibly do, and he just said it. He didn't know, I think I was 7 or 8 at the time. He just said, Lord, I don't know what to do. So it's all right for somebody who is even grown to run out of ideas. So I think even as a mentor, you could even tell if there's a situation where you know that you can't help, you should know your limits and say, I don't know what to do here. Okay, don't just say, oh, you can do it, believe it. No. If you don't know how to help the person, you don't know how to help the person. Refer the person to somebody else. And if you know that this is going to be a hurdle, let the person know that this stage in your career is going to be the confusion stage. Okay, prepare yourself for it. Okay, it's all right for you to fail. It's all right for you to try and fail and try and fail. It's part of life. Don't just say, I got here by my superhero powers. No, you also experience failure at some point. Let the person know that you are not a shell of metal that cannot be penetrated, or you have a heart of steel. No, you're not a man of steel. You're a human being, and you made mistakes. Let the person know too. I think that helps the person to also cope.
Nice, me. Can see you smiling.
I'm just. It's
Okay,
amazing.
Mina, let me ask you. If you had a mentor, what do you think is the best thing you would like to learn from that person?
If I had a mentor.
Yes, you don't have now. So if you
I'm
had,
just trying to imagine which aspect of my life would I want to be mentored on.
yeah.
I think I'll have a career-oriented mentor,
Okay.
because that's one aspect I know I'm still struggling with. So I want someone that has gone ahead of me in that field and is willing to put me through, say one or two things, words of encouragement, because it can be very discouraging in this day and age to do a lot of things. So yes, I would look out for someone who is smart, who has achieved a lot, who has probably gone through a lot of challenges as well, not just someone who does smooth sailing, so that I can learn all those little things that I need to learn. I'll look out for someone who is caring, who is patient, because I know sometimes we're human beings now, we can offend people.
Yeah.
So I'll look out for someone who is patient, who is understanding, and who will take me as a child. Even if the person is not way older than me, who will take me as a child, growing, and that's it now. So I can learn well. I think that's it for me.
Father,
Yeah.
what's the best thing you can teach your mentee?
I think the first thing the biggest thing I've learned as a person too, and which I want anybody who says, oh, Father, I need you to mentor me, or can you give me some tips, is growth. We all grow, okay? So don't expect to start now and then become, say for instance, you want to produce a show or produce a movie, you want to become Spielberg overnight. Spielberg did not just come out of the womb as a producer with a camcorder in his hand, no. But everyone grows, okay? So allow yourself to grow. And don't try to run faster than your legs. There are a lot of people I see, especially in the creative industry, who want to become overnight success. There are no overnight successes.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to grow. You need to give yourself time to grow.
Thank you. Me, I would like to learn from my mentor.
You want to be a mentor?
Well, no.
yourself?
What would you like to learn from
So
your mentor?
I would like to be a mentor. Okay, so I want to learn patience. I want to learn self-confidence, like not overconfidence, but self-confidence. And I think that takes you to high places. Yes, it does.
I think something else too that a lot of mentees should be able to take is feedback, whether positive or negative.
Negative, yeah.
A lot of people don't want to be criticized. They don't want to be told that you're doing it wrong. They just want to be told, oh,
You're
you
doing
did
well.
well.
You're doing well.
You're doing well.
My life. If you're not doing well, you're not doing well. And you should be able to suck up to it and continue and just say, okay, I will try to redouble my effort. That's the only way you
Yeah.
can grow. If you're only waiting for candy, to be handed candies and sweets, you cannot go far.
You know, I've actually had people that have reached out to me and said, okay, I would like you to mentor me in this or guide me in this. And I feel like I'm not qualified enough.
Yes.
But I can see that people have seen that, okay, at least my journey so far is inspiring to them and there are things I could teach them. So, I don't know. How do you know
That you're
that you
fit,
are
that you've
exactly
arrived
fit
at
to
mentor,
actually,
you have arrived at
mentor.
mentor status.
give?
Yeah.
I think anyone who is on a journey can guide those who are coming behind them. An older sibling can give words of encouragement to a younger sibling. An older worker in a particular firm can give word to a younger worker. Wherever you find yourself, I think that it's a two-way relationship. You should be able to tell that there are other people who have preceded you in this journey and be able to ask for tips. What should I know going forward? And then know that there are other people coming after you.
Yes.
You should learn to be exemplary so that when they come to ask, you're able to offer useful advice. I think it's both ways. It's a word both to mentees and to mentors. Knowing that your journey would inspire somebody. It always does. So live it well. And then you who is coming, know that other people have gotten there before you.
Yep.
Try to learn the ropes. Look around and see those who really inspire you by their life and their story, and so that you don't make the mistakes they've made.
Nice. Me, did you hear?
I heard. But is it essential? Do you have to have a mentor?
No.
Okay.
But if you want to, look for a good one. Look for a
Okay.
good one. So that you know that you are being guided and you know that you are actually making progress. Those are the two things. Guidance and then making progress, growth.
I also hope you are hearing. Look for a mentor. Me, I'm aiming. Father,
Me, I still think.
I'm going to send my CV to Father very soon.
Well, I still think that, okay, well, you don't have to, but
If you
sometimes.
do. If you do.
Sometimes you actually
I think
need
life
someone.
the way life is, I think you need to have somebody at some point in time
To guide you.
that you can look up to,
Yes.
someone to guide you, to pull you forward. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so
You're
much
welcome.
for coming. Thank you for making the show very interesting.
It actually didn't feel like a show anymore. It was like a gist.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sticking with us till the end of the show. Don't go anywhere. We have Know Your Faith for you. Stay with us.
At Mass and other liturgical services, we see priests and altar servers swing the censers, sending clouds of incense. What does this symbolize? Welcome to Know Your Faith series. I am Collins, and today we'll be talking about the symbolism of the incense. Incense has been used in Christianity liturgy from its earliest centuries, and as we see, it was commanded by God Himself in Exodus chapter 30, from verses 1 to 10, where God commanded Moses to make an altar of incense for worship in the tabernacle. From this, we see that incense was part of a ritual cleansing and purification, making it a worthy place for the worship of God. In the New Testament, frankincense was one of the gifts brought by the three wise men to Jesus Christ. And this shows his role as a priest in addition to his role as a prophet and a king. In the book of Revelation, St. John recorded that he saw incense being used in God's heavenly throne. The smoke of incense symbolizes sanctification and purification. And this sanctification and purification reveals a deeper truth that prayer itself sanctifies and purifies us, making us worthy for the worship. The smoke of incense is symbolic of sanctification and purification. And this sanctification and purification reveals a deeper truth that prayer itself purifies and sanctifies us. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope that you learned a couple of things from this episode. Till I come your way next time, be bold and be Catholic.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much once more.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Let's not forget Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. Iron sharpens iron. You need somebody in life whose hindsight can be your foresight. Thank you for watching this episode.
Word.
You,
Word.
you can watch this episode and other episodes on our YouTube channel at Dominican Media Presents. Don't forget to subscribe and send your comments. You can also follow us on our social media platform at CFF on TV. And don't forget to send your suggestions and your questions, your comments, everything you want to say, put it there. I will be sure to get back to you. Till we come your way next time, let us say together,
Keep being saints in jeans and shirts.
Bye.